Hi, Love Land. This is Infinite Love 1111 coming in with just some information, I guess, at this point. A little transparency or clarification when you are on your journey. Since I've been on my journey, I can say my healing journey, I can say the most exciting part or the part of it that stands out the most is each stage, when you're changing stages. Some of us are moving so fast that we don't even realize that we're changing stages. We change every day, but some of it is just temporary in the circumstance, and some of it is a permanent change for who you are from who you've been. I've heard a lot on my journey, different people that I associate with say they don't know how to pray, or they don't know how to change the circumstance in their life. We are guilty of putting ourselves in situations that we actually don't have to. And we stay in them longer than we need to, even when we recognize that we shouldn't be there. And that's for a lot of different reasons, for, on an individual basis, for a lot of different people. And there's no judgment, because everything is on purpose for a lesson. But what I've learned about myself is I've learned how to, one, speak over myself, not allow what I've been told, what I've heard, what I see to be a definite standpoint for my life. I never knew what the word was or what it was called until I recognized, or it was brought to my clarity, that I was doing it. First, I called it manifestation, which in a lot of ways it is manifestation. And I see a lot of those things come into my reality for my life. But what I also learned was a thing called alchemy, right? And alchemy is basically being able to take the energy and revert it into what you want it to be. I also see it as gratitude, when you are thanking our Creator for something being the way you want it to be. Like when you're giving gratitude even when it hasn't happened yet, right? So I also took that and I used it in my way of praying. Instead of saying, oh God, please, like a begging cry, if you will. And don't get me wrong, every way is needed in its way for your circumstance. Everything works differently for everybody. Oh, I'm so sorry, excuse me, confirmation. Okay, but what I've found that works for me, what I have gotten confirmation on for me, is how to alchemize the energy, alchemize the mind, right? And the way that we believe, or the way that we speak over ourselves or our situations, the way that we speak over our children and our loved ones, the way that we speak over just life and circumstance generally, right? So instead of saying, if it can happen, it happens to me. No. No. because your words become reality, and what you speak you feed to the universe. So you don't want whatever can happen to happen to you. You got to be a little more specific, a little more detailed, right? So you say, if it's of good, oh, it's going to happen to me, you know. Instead of saying, Lord, please take the wheel and turn this thing around, I say, Lord, thank you for taking the wheel and turning this thing around. Thank you for allowing me to see the good in this hurtful or chaotic situation. Okay. Lord, instead of, Lord, I just don't know what's going to happen or what to do. Lord, I thank you that everything is happening you're doing for me. It's for my good. Okay. There's going to be a good outcome. This is on purpose for my good. Okay. Allow your mindset to change and be separate from what you see. And a lot of times we like to soften the blow by saying, oh, it's easier said than done. No, if it's easy, then it can be done. Okay? If it's hard, then tackle it anyway. Because a lot of times our mind will lead us to believe something is hard, whereas we just take the first step to try. It becomes a routine that the only hard thing about it was just taking the first step. Okay? Make it a habit to alchemize your life. Make it a habit to alchemize your energy. Make it a habit to recognize your energy and the energy around you. It's no coincidence that certain people make you feel tired. It's no coincidence that when you are consciously going towards something or someone, your energy changes. Okay? If you find yourself getting angry for no reason around certain people, that means your higher self is trying to signal you to possibly separate. Don't be fearful of something new. Don't even be fearful of what you're afraid of. Oftentimes, what you're afraid of is where your blessing is. It's your ego or the enemy, or one and the same, that's trying to block you from what's best for you. Normalize separating yourself from people who just can't see the light in anything. There's nothing you can say, there's no ideal you can present that they can find any encouragement or good in. Like everything is a bad idea. Separate yourself from that. Learn to keep your ideas and even some of your feelings to yourself, because a lot of times we confide in people who have not had our experiences, and they may not intentionally be trying to hurt you. They may not intentionally be trying to hurt you or discourage you. Excuse me, thank you. But when they have not experienced the things that you are experiencing, or they don't have the opportunities that you may have, unconsciously, some of them may not give you the best advice. They may not know how to encourage you because they didn't have anyone to encourage them. Okay? So they're feeding you the same energy that they've either always experienced or the only energy they know. Okay? So be mindful of what you share about yourself. Sometimes, most times, the only person you should share that with is your inner self and God when you're praying or giving gratitude for already having what you yet see because of the faith of knowing that he will provide it for you. Okay? And that is the definition, in my opinion, of alchemy and faith. When you speak something to existence of how you want it to see it versus what you currently see. Okay? God will delay your blessings or even your ideas until you have everyone who will ruin it for you from around you. God will separate you from people to save you. God will break your heart to save your life. Okay? Okay? Delayed is not denied. But in his perfect divine timing, when you have taken the initiative to remove harmful things from around you, then the doors start to open because you've put yourself in a safe place or a safe position. Okay? The scariest thing it is to do is to change what you're used to. It's not easy. And that doesn't have to be done in a hateful, hasty way. Hasty in the purpose of protecting your peace, but not negatively. You can separate yourself from someone in love to take care of you. Most of us have given so much of ourselves to other people until we don't really know how to pull back and do for ourselves. Or when we do, we can't handle the quietness or the loneliness, whereas it's not really loneliness, you're just alone. Okay? When you are working on you, you're not alone, because you're praying, you're communicating, with your higher self, your intuition. Solitude is needed to be able to hear yourself. Okay? Being alone with yourself is the only way you'll get to know who you truly are versus how other people choose to see you. You have nothing to prove to anyone but yourself. You are the only person that you will spend the rest of your life with when no one else is around. So it's about time that you get to know the true you. A lot of us think we know ourselves until we're by ourselves. When you're by yourself, then you have a different view of everyone who's around you or who has been around you. Okay? And from the outside looking in, it's not always a pretty picture. So if you don't want that truth to be influenced or clouded, then you do have to be alone so that you can speak with your creator, whoever you serve and see as that. Okay? So that you can hear the truth about what you couldn't see, maybe because of how you love them, or how long they've been around you, or how used to the way they are, impacts your life. Okay? But a lot of times it's an illusion. A lot of people are not who they are in your face when they're behind your back. Okay? That's just what it is. And take it how it resonates. That's good and that's bad for some people. Everyone does not have your back when your back is turned. Okay? And the more you lean into you, go within you to know who you are, the more you can see the truth of which people are those type of people around you. You'll be able to see the good in people, and you'll be able to see the deceit. Once you choose you and start taking care of you and getting to know you and letting go of what people think and say you should do or who you should be, you'll start to see the demeanor of people shift. If you have someone around you that is controlling, they will not like that you're choosing you, because once you choose you, you will not follow what they want you to do, and you will see a shift. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Once they show it, they won't change it. it'll stay that way from that point going forward. And it's either going to agree with your spirit or it's not. Okay? And when you choose yourself, you will not allow anyone to make you feel any way other than how you see yourself in that growing process. Okay? So I just want to come in and, say when you pray like it's already done. When you have thoughts come in your mind that's telling you can't do something, turn that around and say, yes, I can. And whatever little thing it is that may be blocking you from doing that thing, start with the smallest thing you can think of to get to the full point of that thing. Okay? The only thing that you can do to hurt yourself is refuse to be who you were truly created here to be. Your only purpose in this life is to make yourself happy. That's your only job. You have one job. Okay? One job. Choose you. That's your one job in this life. To choose you and always make sure that no matter what you're doing, you're happy. If you're not happy with your job, pray about it and trust that if you walk away, God will provide. Okay? But you got to be willing to trust that. No, it may not be easy. Yes, you do have many things to pay, but don't forget that whatever job you're on, God gave you that opportunity. So if you trust him and walk away, he will either give you a better opportunity or he will provide for you what that job did. I'm a witness to that. I'll tell that story in another video. Okay? It has not been easy. I have had to borrow. I have had to go without. I've had to trust. When I trust more than when I panic and borrow, God always gives me more than what I need. Our instincts are to control and provide and fix. But when you release control and you trust the universe and you trust God, he provides for you every time. If you go without, it will not be for long. If there will be no long suffering when you choose to trust and release control of the matrix. The matrix is a program designed to feed you everything that will make you rely on things that are not real, things that will not last. God's love, God's protection, God's covering, okay? God's healing, everything connected to God is guaranteed. It's guaranteed, and it will not fade. It will not go away, okay? You can't, only you can wake up and disconnect from God and be fired from your blessings, so to speak. But not with God. Not if you stick by him. Not if you stay. And, not if you stay and concentrate on what it is that he is already giving you in another area. So if he gave you the job or the opportunity to have the job and you decide to release the job and trust him, he's going to make sure you have what you need. There's no way around it. Okay? When you give out good energy, when you give out good intentions, it goes up, and that's what comes down. When you give out negativity, you give out envy and jealousy, that goes up, and the universe gives it back. Okay? So recognize your position. Recognize who you're dealing with. Recognize who you have around you. Energy is real. Okay? So I pray that this helps someone. I pray that this encouraged someone. I pray that, there is something in this message that helped you. And like always, please be blessed.